Okay, here we go with the relations and functions quiz. Okay, question one. Which relation? Now, so we have some terminology here. A relation, that's anything with two variables. So like in this case, you've got x and you've got y. So anything with two variables, that's a relation. All right, so which relation is represented in the mapping diagram? This is a mapping. Anytime you have those ovals like that, that's a mapping. Okay, so let's see, how do we want to think about this? If you've got these x values connecting, you've got a negative 6, 3, a 0, 7, and also a 6, 5. Okay, all we're doing is following those connections. So where does that put us? You've got negative 6, 3, 0, 7, and 6, 5. So I guess that puts us right there. Okay. All right, now another look at it. Which relation is represented in the table? So we've seen things represented in a mapping. Now we're going to see things written in a table. Again, just XY form. 2, 9, 4, 8, and 1, 1. Well, I guess that's going to be right there. Just taking that information right off the table. All right, identify the two variables. So just to review variables. Variables are anything that's going to change. Okay, so anything that's going to change. So you've got two things going on here. We've got the number of hot dogs sold depends on the price of the hot dog. Okay, so your two variables. Well, the number of hot dogs sold, that's changing, and the price of the hot dog, that's changing as well. Okay, so those are your two variables in that relation there. The set of ordered pairs described in the graph below can be described as which of the following. Okay, so anytime you've got a graph, a mapping, a table, that's always going to be a relation. Now the question is whether that relation is a function. A function is a particular type of relation. Now to test some of this, when you have a graph, you can use something called let me get this out of the way. You can do something called a vertical line test. Now what we should do with a vertical line test is you take a vertical line. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like. I'll grab one here. I don't know. Let's make it red. All right, so I'm just going to draw a vertical line. I'm just going to put it anywhere. So I'm drawing it right through that graph. Now notice that vertical line cuts through that circle in two spots. So it hits it here, and it also hits it here. All right, so since it hit it in two spots, then that thing is only a relation. That is only a relation. If it had crossed that graph in only one spot, then it would have been a function. And I think we might see that coming up in a little bit. Okay, yeah. All right, so same type of question. So I'm going to grab a vertical line. All right, run a vertical line through this, just any particular spot. Now you see, all right, that vertical line is only hitting that graph in that spot right there. So it's only hitting one time. So no matter where I put this, I can't get this vertical line to hit the graph, the blue graph, in any more than one spot. So since it only hits it in one spot, that means it's a function. But remember, it's also a relation. So it's both a relation and a function. Something is never going to be a function only. We're always going to have relations. So if it's it's always going to be a relation. The question is whether it's a function. So in this case, it's a relation and a function. Okay, now, same type of question. So we've got a relation here. Now what you're looking for here when you have a table, something is a function. I'll write this down for you. It's a function when the x's do not repeat. Okay, something's a function when the x's do not repeat. All right, so we're going to focus on the x's here. Of course, we're going to find our x's right here. So you've got -5, 1, and 5. Okay, so none of them repeat. All right, so that means the x's don't repeat. That thing is a relation and a function. It's okay if you have a 5 and a -5. Nothing is getting repeated. Okay, last one here. Is this a function or not? Okay, so again, take a look at your x's. You've got your x's here, a -6, a 0, and a 6. None of those repeat each other. All right, so that is a relation and a function.